All right, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're doing this session. We are here for our full body Wednesday conditioning session that we are going to put ourselves through today. Starting off with a warm-up, we're going to do this warm-up together, and then we have some little mini conditioning circuits that we are going to work through that are going to complete our session today. For equipment, we are using our mat. We need our shoes on, so we have that support, especially if you are going to be high impact, jumping along with me here. And we will specifically pretty much just be using our dumbbells. Now, for those of us who don't have dumbbells, we can always just use a heavy-ish, medium-heavy household item, water bottle, candle, throw pillow, something along those lines if you do not have the options for the dumbbells. And that's it. So let's get you started on this warm-up, which is going to start off at the end of our mat with some walkouts. We want hip width apart, straight legs, soft knees. We're going to hinge those hips back, stretching the hamstrings, walking ourselves down to the bottom. When we get down here, we're stepping in, opening up towards that leg, and switching, and doing the same thing on the other side. Stepping back into the plank, we're going to walk ourselves back up, reach arms above our head, and give ourselves a nice side bend action. As we bend to the side, we want to push that opposite hip out, other way, and then we go back down. We're doing this 2 more times total. So we'll work through this one. Then we're stepping in that foot as close as we can towards the hands, but of course, as usual, especially in the warm-up, we're not forcing anything. We're just working with a range that we can control. Walking up to the top, arms up, side bend, hips go out, side bend, other way, and we'll go through that last and final one. Maybe stepping that foot in a little bit closer and getting that stretch through the hip, front of the hip, side of the opposite hip, low back, mid back. This is an awesome one because it is really a full body situation which we're feeling. Finishing off with that last and final side bend action. Arms are back down by our sides. We're going to find ourselves a wall to hold on to. Working with our leg swing. So we're going to swing that leg, counting forward and backwards. 1. We're doing 10 total of this forward and backward motion. Holding on so that we don't have to worry about our balance. Because we are not worried about that. We're worried about the front and back of the hip muscles opening up. So we'll go through our 10 swings, forward, backward, and then we are going to switch, turn and face the wall, and work with a lateral leg swing. So same count, we want 10 there and back is 1, 10 times on this leg. And then this one will feel through the inside, outside of the leg, adductors, outside of the thigh, outside of the hip. And then of course we have to switch and do the other side. So we'll go back to our forward and backward ones, giving ourselves a little bit of a lean so that we can clear the floor with that foot. Standing with that soft knee on that opposite leg. 10 times. And then we are going to switch and go through our side to side. This one always feels quite nice. Same thing though. As usual, we don't want to go too far in these leg swings. We're just working with that range that we feel comfortable with. A little bit of tension in the stretch. We've got 2 more. Last one. And then we are getting into a squat stance. So we're going to widen up our feet, a little bit wider than our hips. We want that angle out in our toes. Sitting down into a squat, grabbing as close as we can to our heels, shins, ankles, somewhere in there. Straightening the legs, bending the legs, and then standing and reaching the arms up above our head. So this one, how low you get will really just depend on you and your body. Same with how straight you get your legs. We're not looking to lock our legs out. We're looking to get straight enough so that we feel that stretch through the back down into the squat, and then we reach those arms up and above our head, trying to produce that nice straight body situation at the top. So we'll work through these ones, 10 reps total. And if you're not so bendy, you can have your hands on your knees like this. If you're feeling bendier than usual, you can reach all the way down to your heels, to your ankles, which will, of course, require a bit more mobility, or a lot more, I should say. So we have 2 more to go. Last one. And finishing up that one, let me check the menu here. We are headed down onto the floor to work with some bird dogs. So we're going down to our all four position. It's a nice one to get our back muscles all activated from our glutes to our upper back, mid back. We're lifting opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching them in and together. We don't have to necessarily touch, but we want to come in underneath the body and then exhale and extend that leg and arm out, reaching, trying to create that nice straight line with the body. Doing 10 on this side. We're also going to feel some work happening in our core, especially if you pull in your belly button towards your spine. We're going to get that activation work in there. We complete our 10. And then we'll switch and do 10 on this side. Exhaling as we reach, inhaling as we bring them together. And we'll go through our 10 on this side as well. Breathing through them. And trying to find a little bit of balance in here, because it does require some. 2 more. Last one. And then we are going to stand up back to the top. Hopefully you're feeling warm, because we are pretty much almost there. We're going to finish you off with 10 by 10 jacks. Now for this one, this is the first beginning part to our pause work, because you're going to do this on your own. You have to do 4 sets total. Standing up here, we have our jumping jacks that we know and love, as we had a little bit of practice with them yesterday. We're using these today for warm-up reasons. We're going to go a little bit slower in the maybe, 10 reps total. And then we're going to jump out or step out and work with plank jacks. 10. Coming back up, that will be 1. You're going to do that 4 times total, okay? It's not going to take you long, maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops. Press pause, get that work done, and then I will see you back here to start talking about our conditioning work. All right. Okay. So, welcome back. Hopefully you're feeling warm. Grab some water, take some deep breaths, get that air in, because you're going to need it for our work today, which is Tabata Style. So Tabata is a name for the interval time that we are going to be following for each of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movements. They're grouped into 2. So we actually have 3 different supersets that we're going to be working with. You're working off of our Tabata interval timer. So what I want you to do right now is get your timer out. If you have it, hopefully you do. If not, you can pull up one on your app or whatever you're using. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We have 2 exercises. We're going to do one for 20 seconds, 10 seconds to kind of regroup, get ready to do the other one, 20 seconds on the other one, 10 seconds, regroup, get ready for the first one again. That would be 1 round. We're doing 8 sets total. Okay, so let's start off talking about this first one. If that doesn't make sense, it will, because I will kind of break it down one more time at the end here. Thrusters are the first one. So we're going to essentially, or ideally, want our dumbbells. We want to hold dumbbells, 1 dumbbell in each hand, squat stance in our feet for 20 seconds. You are going to be doing as many of these thrusters as you can. Completing them, you don't have to count. We're following along on that timer, 20 seconds. And then we are going to put the dumbbells down for that 10 seconds. Get ourselves ready to work with a toe tap, which is going to be our second exercise for our 20 seconds. If you're low impact, we're working with a nice fast tap in our feet. And that is going to be our first round. We're doing 8 sets of that. The nice part is once we're done these 8 sets of these 2 movements, we are done with them, and we're going to move on to the next 2 exercises, okay? So we are going to do these ones again, pause work style. So I'm going to have you go do that. So set your timer if it's not set already. 8 sets, my friends. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's going to go faster than you think as you're doing this. It's only 20 seconds work, 10 seconds of rest, 2 movements, okay? Thrusters, toe taps, 8 sets. Press pause. Get it done, and I'll see you back here for our part 2 of 3 of this conditioning work. All right, welcome back. Hopefully that worked out well for you. You're probably really feeling that, because it is not easy stuff. It's definitely a lot harder than it sounds. Moving on to part 2, exact same time format. Okay, so we have our 8 sets. Yes! 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Our 2 sort of alternating exercises, which are new ones now. First one's going to be a dumbbell pull through. So we're down in a plank position. For this one, really going to have to hustle and getting down and up off of the floor, because that is going to take you just about 10 seconds total. So it's not really even rest time, it's more just transition time. Dumbbell pull through. We're going to be in a plank position. Now our feet a little wider than our hips. We're going to pull this dumbbell through right side, left side, trying to control that rock in the hips. So we don't want our hips moving like this. We want to keep them as tight as possible. That's our first one, 20 seconds. For our second one, we want to make sure we have some space on our mat. So if you need to move your dumbbell out of the way, just so that you don't trip up on it, because the next one are our lunge jumps. So 20 seconds of that dumbbell pull through, 10 seconds to get your butt up and get ready for these lunge jumps. If you are low impact, we're simply just going to be stepping back into those lunges, and 8 rounds. Okay, so pause, we'll get the work, and then we have one more part to this Tabata work today. Okay, I'll see you back here for it. All right, welcome back. Here it is, the last and final part. Of course, we have a little stretch session at the end here, but this is the last part of the Tabata. So again, same time formats. We're going to start off with some paused jumping squats. So we don't need any equipment, so we can move your weights out of the way or just keep them on the side. Squat stance in our feet. We're going to sit down, hold for 1, 2, squat jump. 1, 2, squat jump. If you're low impact, we're going to just stand, sit back down to the squat. Work with these squats 20 seconds. But you already knew that, okay? 10 seconds of rest before we go into our athletic burpee rows. So we're going to be working with, again, no equipment, okay? Unless you really want to challenge yourself, I'll give you a little option. But we're going to jump out, pull in, jump in, jump for joy at the top. If you're low impact, we're going to step out, pull, step in. So these ones, you're not going to get as many in as the other movements that we're doing, because again, you're only working 20 seconds, but you're going to appreciate that because they are a lot more challenging than they look. If you want to make this a bit harder, you can grab a weight, pull them in right side, left side, or just, try to move quicker, have more control in controlling that tilting, shifting of the hips. So that's the last one. Press pause, get it done, and then I'll see you back for the stretches. All right, everyone, nice work. So hopefully you've taken a couple minutes to yourself here to just cool down, calm down, because you are done the work for today. We're going to finish you off with a few stretches. We have 3 of them. To be exact, the first one is for the lower body. We're going to take a lunge, preferably have our hands on a wall or a bookcase or a chair or something along those lines. Taking this lunge, shifting the weight into the front leg, producing that nice stretch down the calf, that lower leg muscle, the back of the calf, back of the shin rather. We're going to hold this here for 30 seconds. And then we're going to now focus on the hamstring. So we'll straighten out the leg, getting that stretch now through the hamstring for the next 30 seconds. And if you're short on time, just do this once so you at least get this stretching. Because we did a lot of jumping around yesterday, today, your calves are going to appreciate a nice stretch out. And this is going to be it. Same with your hamstrings. And then we'll switch and we'll do the other side. And 30 seconds on the calf, 30 seconds on the hamstring. That's our first one. Second one is for our upper body, our shoulders. We're going to reach behind our back, interlace our hands, pull our hands up and away from our hips. If you can't quite get back here, you can just take your hands, put them on your hips like this, and pull your elbows together like so. Getting that nice stretch through the chest, the shoulders, the front side. Last and final one is down on the floor. This one's for our back, our mid back, upper back, lower back. It's our cat-cow. So we can round our back. We can arch our back, getting that stretch through the core, and we can work with this one 3 to 5 times. Or again, you can stick yourself on a timer, 30 to 60 seconds. And this is the last one. And that is all, my friends. So once again, if you want to add in any other stretches, feel free to do more than one set of those stretches, whatever it is. But you are done with me, and hopefully you feel good and accomplished getting that work done. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will catch you tomorrow for our upper body strength and core. Okay, have a great day.